Or this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous.
Right, right. So somebody, say for
So,
example, if I'm out and I see a Christian teaching the Bible, I might ask them, "Do you love God?" If they say yes, I'll ask them, "Well, how do you define that?" Then they'll tell me, "Oh, well, I help other people." But then I'd say, "Well, wait a second. But what about all the other commandments?" So, if they're not following those, well, they're not actually showing their love towards God. Because if they were, they'd live their life in line with those laws and those statutes that the Most High has set up.
yeah, I would agree. Like, you have Christians that they claim to love God, but yet they say a prayer and eat pork chops and
Right.
shrimps.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of
Let
funny.
me say for an example, man. Let me give you an example.
Say for an
Man,
Against wool.
I went the other day to a food bank, right, to get a couple things for the cupboard, right? And while I was there, I was looking at the meat they had, and these Christians, remember, this was at a church, right, in their back room, and they opened the fridge, they had elk meat in there, they had, of course, the pork chops in there, and some chicken in there, which the chicken's lawful to eat, but the elk and the pork. I was thinking to myself, why the hell are you guys having this meat here given out to people at the church? Just like you guys do know the Bible completely teaches against that. And they asked me, hey, you want some of this meat here? It's free. You can have some of this pork. And I was like, I'm good. I'm good. You guys can keep that. But I was thinking
Wait,
to myself, like, go ahead.
can where was that again? This place?
It was at a church. They have a back room of the church that they have
Oh
a food.
no, dude! At sure, yeah. But that's the thing, man. They will do that. Like, they will have a
Well,
the
well, hey, look, I didn't mention the best
swine's
part.
flesh, and they will say, "God, please bless this food." And it's like,
Well,
oh, did you
wait
read
a
the
second.
Bible, dude? Like, what?
Wait. Let me finish real quick. I didn't forget to. I forgot to mention the best part of it, right? To keep it in simple terms. At holiday time, they have a get together at the church, right? And guess what? The main course meal that they have is a ham.
Ham? Like a ham
Yeah,
sandwich,
yeah.
or?
The ham, like the big round ham for Christmas time. That's what they
Oh,
have
okay.
as the main
Yeah.
course meal at the church for Christmas. Which celebrating Christmas is going off anyway. It tells you that in Jeremiah the 10th chapter. So they're cut
Yeah,
on that.
exactly.
But second of all, eating ham. It's like you guys know the Bible teaches against that, right? So how the hell are you guys loving God, but you're out here literally disobeying what He told you about setting up a tree in your house and about eating this unlawful meat? I mean, again, it's
It's like,
amazing to me.
yeah, I just want to say that it's like, I just talked about it with my sister, right? Who, like, she's a Christian, but then I told her about that because she just like was eating pork and shrimp, and I was like, didn't you know, into like against the biblical text? And she was like, well, no, because in the book of Acts, or where was it, when Peter
Yeah, you're
saw that
talking about
unclean
Acts
meat.
10th chapter, Acts chapter 10.
Yeah, she brought it up, and then I explained to her that, like, that's about, like, not viewing people as common and unclean, and respecting them, because
Wait,
Peter
wait.
was
You know
called
what?
to speak
Pull
to
that verse
Gentiles.
up. Pull that verse up. You're talking about Acts chapter 10, verse 28.
Yeah,
The reason,
let's pull that up. Okay,
yeah. Now,
Acts.
real quick, while you're getting that, let me mention this. I had a coon the other day. He was in my comment board, and we were going back and forth on Acts the 10th chapter. And he mentioned, well, see, this means I can eat what I want because it's talking about food. But the problem is, if you read the whole thing in context, if you go down to verse 28, it says it's talking about not calling man common or unclean. So, I mean, this is
Yeah,
clearly
and
what it was talking
uh
about.
I just want to say, yeah, I talked to with my sister about this, and I told her, that's what it means, explaining her the verse 20, or which one was it? No,
Verse 28, 28.
28. Yeah, and then when I explained it to her, she was like, "Yeah, you're right." So, I mean, she it's like, it's like she's going to church for how many years now? I think like 12 to 13 years, and she didn't even. And now I explained to her, she's like, "Oh, yeah, yeah." But I bet you $100 that she will not. She, even though I told her that, she will still keep on eating pork. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Here, read that verse just for the audience who's listening.
The verse 28
Yes.
only. Okay, okay. And he said unto them, "Ye know that it is unlawful thing for a man that is a Jew to keep company, or come unto one another nation. but God showed me that I should not call any man common or unclean.
Right, right. So that verse clearly gives us the understanding of the chapter that when you read about the vision above, it was metaphorically speaking of not calling any man common or unclean. So again, if people go there,
Yeah, I
the
disagree with
argument
that.
is cut. But go ahead, Rude.
Oh yeah, I disagree with that.
I mean, you're welcome to
Just my
disagree,
personal
but
opinion.
Wait, so
I mean,
so how would you explain that? Like it's talking about. I mean, it
yeah,
Yeah, I'm
seems
just.
very
Rudy,
clear though.
we'll give
I
you the
mean, you have
floor
to
for a
read
few
the
minutes.
the
Rudy.
first
Go
the
ahead and give the breakdown.
yeah, you have to read like the first half of the story.
So let's read it from verse. Wait, okay, here, like verse 13. It says, "And there came a voice unto him, saying, Rise, Peter, kill and eat. But Peter said, No, Lord, for I have never eaten anything that is common or unclean." And then verse 15, "And the voice spake unto him again the second time, What God hath cleansed, that call not thou common." So this was done thrice, and the vessel was received up again into heaven. While Peter doubted in himself this wisdom which he had. Sorry.
All right, right. It's all right. You don't have to read that much.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah. But
yeah, it's basically saying that Peter didn't when the Jesus in his vision said kill and eat, he's saying now that he doubted him saying that. So he
he
didn't
doubted.
so he
Yeah.
then thought that the vision was about people, not about killing and eating
No, but
animals.
the thing is, at this point, he didn't know what this vision meant. He later found out the interpretation that it was actually talking about people. But up here, where we're reading, he thinks it's talking about actual animals. But he finds out later that it was metaphorically speaking of humans. That's
Yeah,
the
so what do you think what do you think the voice is referencing when he's saying rise Peter, kill and eat? What is he saying to kill and eat?
well. Again, it's just a metaphorical example. It's not literal. He's not literally telling them to eat unlawful food because we find out later it was actually referring to people. But at the time, Peter thought
But
it meant
even,
humans.
but hold on. But even if it was like real, not a metaphor, then and God would like clean it, because he said God what God hath cleansed. So he cleansed it. So you think, like, if, for example, God would cleanse the you know four-footed beast or whatever he was given in the vision,
Yeah,
then it
like
would be
all
lawful.
these this entire plate or table or something of unclean and clean animals mixed together. He said that he cleaned that. That's what the vision was of.
Wait, Rudy, are there any
Yeah.
unclean animals today?
So to eat or just like in general?
Like I'm saying in general, is there any unclean animal?
Are you saying like to eat like as in we
Well,
can't eat them
let's say
or
this. Let's say this. In the Bible, you can't eat a unclean animal, right? So let's just say in that context, is there an animal today that's considered unclean that we're not allowed to eat as a believer?
yes.
Okay, what is that?
Well, there's an unclean they're categorized as like bottom feeder type of
It,
animals in the sea and in the land. Wait, yeah, go ahead.
but I
Oh, I thought
saw.
Okay.
someone
Do you remember that there's like unclean and hateful bird?
Yeah,
I just
that's what I was gonna lead him to if he said that there's not any. Revelation
I
18, I
really,
believe the top verse
it's
is
Revelation. Okay.
yeah, but that's
yeah,
in like
Revelation chapter 18, starting at the top, it mentions unclean and hateful birds.
Yeah, I like the. I mean, the way he wrote it,
I
like the hateful bird. It's kind of funny.
yeah, what is
Yeah.
wait, what do you think it means by hateful? Anyone?
Hateful bird. Well, because maybe vultures, like vultures will literally eat your flesh
Corpse.
when it's like bleeding. Yeah, yeah, corpses and stuff. So probably they're like hateful because they are feasting on dead human
Yeah, that's probably what it is.
cadavers, right? So it's like death metal kind of thing too.
Yeah, that's a way to look at it. But again, the point is proven because it says unclean bird. So some people teach that there's no unclean animals today, but this is a cut right here because it says that there's a unclean bird that
Oh,
lives
I
in
have
Babylon.
it. And he
So
cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, "Babylon is fallen and is become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird." So it's Revelation 18:2,
yeah,
verse 2. Yeah,
yeah, that's a good verse on it because it proves that
but
there are
the
still
also it does refer to, so say for example, the frog. It says unclean spirit, as in like a frog in Revelation, and
Yeah,
that's
but that's more like of a figure of speech.
but
you know something
is
interesting.
the do you know if ETT, do you know if frogs are considered unclean meat, right, according to Levitical law?
Yeah, according to the law, it would be considered unclean.
But did you know frogs, taste like chicken?
I've heard
I tried it
people say
once.
that.
Yeah, I tried because in France, they eat that stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
So I've been there once, like was near France, like on the border with Germany and France. And I was like, because my dad ordered it, and I was like, he was like, try this. I was like, man, it's disgusting. But
Here's a
he was like,
interesting.
he
Here's
told me it
something
tastes like
interesting for
chicken.
you.
Everybody
Did you
likes chicken.
know? Hold on, LP. Here's something interesting with the frog legs. I don't know if you've seen this before, but there's videos online because the legs still have nerves on them. People sprinkle salt on them, and then the legs start to move. You ever seen those videos before? It's interesting.
Wait, what? What?
Yeah,
Say it
yeah.
again.
Look it up on YouTube. If you look up frog legs moving, you'll see what I'm talking about. They pour a table
Wait,
salt
dude,
on the frog legs, and they
this will
start
be something
to move.
disgusting.
It's food, right? They're just uncooked.
Yeah,
You'll
but
see what I'm
it's still
talking about.
alive. Or I mean, if it's still alive or not?
The frog's dead. The frog's dead,
Oh,
and
okay, okay.
the legs are removed from the body.
Hey, hold on.
Like if
Jay is asking me that. Is your sister pretty? Well, I mean, I would have to show you to judge for yourself, but anyway. So
Thought he was going to sleep or something.
oh yeah,
yeah, Jay is like, sometimes he commented at 4 a.m., but he said he's going to sleep at like 11 p.m. So I don't know. He usually, when he says that, he doesn't really mean that.
Probably
I
just
mean, well, shit,
trolling.
I'm set for today
Just
because I just got
I
up
like
4 hours.
I was watching the Perry stream with Jay, and Perry was like, "Well, Jay, you're a professional internet troll," and he's like, "But how did you come to that conclusion?" Like, and Perry was like, "Well, it's really obvious."
Yeah,
Like, it is obvious. Like, I don't understand, like, how people think it's not obvious from all his 500 accounts and all that.
Yeah.
Hey, have you talked to Rage recently? ETT?
I've contacted him on a. I've contacted him on Discord. We're gonna set up a stream between me and him soon.
Oh yeah, he hasn't been really uploading much these days, but I
I
talked to
think
him on
I think
Facebook,
he said
and
he's working. He's working right now, so that's why he doesn't do too much.
oh, he did. Oh, I didn't even. He didn't tell
At
me that.
least,
He
at
didn't
least
tell
what
me
I
that.
take. At least what I take from our conversation, that's what I perceive he's doing based on our text back and forth.
I think he said
Yeah,
he's doing.
I know he's driving. Like, he always messaging me, and he's saying like, I'm driving, somewhere. So maybe he is doing something now. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I think he said he's doing drugs in the Discord. If I remember right.
Now that was just I know, because I do talk to him a lot about like medication, and he does take like a medication for OCD or something. So it's a it's a medication. It's not like a heroin or whatever. It's a Prozac, if you know that that's an antidepressant. Uh, so
I think he
he's
said
taking.
heroin.
He said no, it's kratom. Well, he's taking kratom. Kratom is like what people take in instead of heroin. So it's
Oh,
not the same thing though. It's like a herb from South Asia or something. I don't even. I tried it once. It's not really doing anything for me. But Rage likes it. He's kind of addicted to it. So I mean, it's not really considered a drug as in like heroin or cocaine, but he does take that. So maybe that's what he meant when Jay was saying, Rage is on drugs. So maybe that's what he referred to. You know.
yeah.
Yo, LP, I'm gonna put the link to the video I'm talking about in the back chat. Check that out, man.
And I can should I share it on screen because I can do that.
Yeah, let me remove the screen for just a second, just so your information doesn't get shown when you go over there. But when you pull it up, you can let me know and I'll bring it back on.
Wait, what information?
Like I'm saying, like say for example, when Jay went on his accounts, just so none of that got out and into anyone's hands that he doesn't want it in, I put the screen in the back chat just so like a private account or anything that might have popped up on screen doesn't get shown to everybody, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, well, I'm not worried about that, but it's fine.
I mean,
I can.
I can bring it up if you want. I was just being polite because I didn't know if you'd
Yeah,
care or not.
yeah, bring it back up because I would have to pull it up another tab.
All right, cool, cool. So
So
there you
I'll,
go. I sent you. It's in the private chat of this stream. You should be able to access that.
I'll just copy paste it here, and then should be. Oh, it should be there now.
Yeah, you might not want to play this down, but if you fast forward a little bit, this is crazy here. The guy put a table salt on these frog legs, and then it like reacts with the nerves in it, and they start moving on their own. It's crazy
Wait, I'm
stuff,
not
isn't it?
sure if does it share audio. Uh,
Um, regardless, leave the audio off because
Frog
I'm not sure
legs.
if he plays any
Holy
copyrighted music
crap.
or nothing.
This evening.
no, it doesn't have any music, so we're good.
Oh, that's very cool.
I'm going to salt them up. They should twitch a little bit.
Oh, that's good.
There you go.
Yeah, you'll see it.
Are you able to hear the audio though?
Yeah, we hear it loud and clear.
Okay, cool.
Uh,
Yeah, you'll see them. They start moving rapidly in a few moments. Just regular tables.
What the hell?
Yeah, yeah. As I told you, man, this is crazy
wow,
right
they
here.
are really going.
See that?
The salt is maybe
Oh, that's freaky.
causing
Oh, man.
Ellen, check this out.
Jeez.
Yeah, there's
No,
they call the
we're
dancing
getting it on
frog
camera
legs.
for posterity.
but you can see from how the meat looks like it even looks like raw chicken meat, right?
Right, right. That's how a chicken would look. So these
And
are
so
fresh.
I can confirm, it does really kind of taste like chicken, so
Right.
Man. That's something.
Yeah, scientific reason why that happens. It's the salt reacting with the nerves of the in the legs, so that's why they move.
oh,
That's
okay.
still interesting. It's interesting to see. You know what I'm saying? Like same thing with fish sometimes, right? Like sometimes, which I don't think we should show those videos because sometimes the fish are bloody, but sometimes the fish, when you start cutting them up after they've been killed, the body will still move.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
can see
that's
that.
that's true. I have seen those. Yeah.
Right.
Dude, I'm gonna remove it. It's kind of disgusting.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, but it's interesting though.
Yeah, it is. Oh,
Mhm.
only two. Jay has only two people watching because it's nighttime, right? There in East Coast. Or
Yeah, it's 4:20 a.m. here.
damn, you're staying up late, son.
The 1 a.m. here.
In
Green,
California, it's 1 a.m. Yeah.
Green said, the brother in the chat, Green said, snakes can still bite and move their body with their head detached. Yeah, I'm familiar with that. Ironically enough, you mentioned that. I just watched a video the other day where the snake had its head cut off and it bit its own body and the body reacted. Yeah, you ever seen that video, LP?
No.
Let me
Wait.
see if
So he
let me
cut
see
his
if I can
own
find that.
head.
Let me look for that real quick. Hold on. Hopefully I can find this.
This
This is
reminds me of
very
one song that where it's about cutting off head and it's still being moving. Okay,
Yeah.
found it. Yeah, I would like to see that.
All right. I think I found it here. Let me put it
So
in the back chat. I seen
if
this the other day. Let me
okay.
bear with me just a second. Right. As the heart would say, bear with me for just a second. Side
Hey,
chat.
have you been watching Vsauce? His one of his uh latest videos, man.
Um, I've seen some of
Does
his stuff from
shorts.
a year ago.
He
I
does like
haven't seen many. I haven't seen much of the shorts, but I should
be-
check those out.
yeah, some of those are interesting. Like he does a smoky fingers with like he puts a coffee mug into the freezer and then like the matches something like yeah, it's pretty interesting.
Out of the page and refresh it.
Oh,
There
now
it
it's
is.
better. What the hell, man? What the
Yeah, look at that. Crazy, man.
wait, so the head was still like alive, man? What
Yeah,
the
yeah. Like say, I remember I've learned this years ago. If you ever see a snake head somehow detached from the body, you don't want to touch it because it could still be conscious and still bite you. Or even if it's dead, its
it's
nerves could still
crazy, bro.
react. Like say this, even if the snake's dead, it could still react to being touched and still bite you automatically, even though it's not alive. So even though
Do
that
you
body
think
was, go ahead.
do you think like humans when they like get beheaded, the head can still move like a
Well,
few seconds?
here's well, I'd say based on my research on that, like even Vsauce mentioned this in the video before, that the human
Yeah,
brain, you still be conscious for like 3 or 4 seconds after you get your head cut off. Why?
so it could
Because
actually
the brain
technically
waits to
still
drain
move.
out. Yeah, that like I know there's an experiment they done with a guy on death row before. You can look this up on Wikipedia. You could probably find this. And what they told this guy, because again, he was condemned to die for his crimes anyway. So he partook in this scientific experiment. And when he was going to get his head cut off, they were going to like say his name or something, or he was supposed to blink to them if he was still conscious. And the guy did it when he got decapitated. He blinked a few times to them or responded to them saying his name by
That's
looking up at them. So so
that's
yeah, based
crazy.
on
Yeah.
research, it is technically possible that a person's still conscious for 3 or 4 seconds
Yeah, I
after they've
think I know what you mean. Vsauce did video on it. Yeah. Hey,
right.
do you mind